Hello everybody, I just wanted to do a video about a couple of shows that I'm watching right now. I hope I don't get confused with the different shows and, you know, because I'm doing three, I believe, three shows. I'm doing, We Were the Lucky Ones, the Holocaust show that I've been watching. Me and my mom were watching that one. I just got caught up last night and watched the newest episode today. And I'm also watching Star Trek, but I haven't watched the new one yet. Star Trek Voyager. Not Voyager. Discovery. Star Trek Discovery. But I haven't watched the new one yet. I'm going to watch the new one tonight, so I should have a review up tonight on that or tomorrow at the latest. And then the other show is The Bad Batch. Star Wars The Bad Batch, which is like a cartoon that, I mean, Lucasfilms, ever since they've been making, even like back when Lucas owned the company, when they were making the Clone Wars, these are not little kid shows. They are family shows for everybody, and anyone who says they're kid shows doesn't know what they're talking about. These aren't like Blue's Clues and Bear in the Big Blue House and stuff like that. This isn't little kid stuff. This is for families, like Star Wars movies and live action TV shows and stuff like that. Star Wars live action TV shows. I was gonna do the video outside, but we're having like a storm come through here in like maybe less than an hour or maybe 2 hours. And I'm like looking at the sky thinking, I don't want to get struck by lightning. I'm taking a bit of a risk sitting underneath the lanai here. So I don't know. I think I'm pretty safe here. But if I sit out there are some really, really dark thunderclouds right overhead. Storms are coming, I think, from the west, so the Gulf of Mexico, so that direction. So there, it's bad storms coming, and it's pretty wild stuff. The wind is kicking up. I think they're going to be quick moving, but go through the area pretty quick. But it's going to cause a bit of a cold front, and we will be in the low 60-degree range tomorrow. There is a pool guy. I don't know if he's coming to our house or not. No, he is not. He is coming around the bend, because he would come out here and I would feel really like awkward doing a video with a pool guy. So I glad he didn't come down into our driveway. So anyway, I'll start off with the We Were the Lucky Ones. As I've said before, the reason they call it that, even though it's a show about the Holocaust, is the entire family makes it out alive. Where we stand now, one of them, Addie, who I don't know if that's his full name or short for something, he made it to Brazil. He's in Rio de Janeiro. And at first, they weren't going to let them in the country, and that happened a lot of places. Even America wouldn't let a lot of the Jewish refugees in. I don't know why. I mean, you would think America, of all places, would let them in, but they wouldn't. I mean, how stupid. They should have just let them in. There were boatloads of people they would not let in the country, and they were forced to go back. And most of them, if not all of them, killed in the concentration camps and whatnot, or just gunned down. And there's another one with a daughter that tried to take a job in the show, and they bust him, or took him in a truck to a field, had him dig like this trench, like this. I'm like, this isn't gonna end well. They're gonna end up killing him and then burying him. And she had her daughter with her, her little daughter, who looked all of like 3 or 4 years old, maybe four, and one woman ran up right before they were gonna like shoot them all and then bury them, and I think she offered her services to the I think she offered her services up to them Nazis as a prostitute. So they saved her life. So the mother of the daughter said, "Go run up and pretend like she's your mother." And right before they were going to shoot them, she ran up. Luckily, they didn't get shot, and she pleaded with the soldier, who was a child. The soldier looked like he was all 15 years old. She said, "Here, this ring is worth a lot of money. Please help me." So she told her to get in the truck. So they sent them back to the ghetto with their families, and so they somehow they all survive. Then there's ones that were sent to a Russian camp where they weren't necessarily putting them in concentration camps. Well, not ones where they were going to kill them outright, but it was poor conditions. They were working them to death basically in the freezing cold in Siberia. Well, after the Germans turned on the Russians, they bust all our train, put them on a train, and sent them to like Kazakhstan or something, or Uzbekistan or something like that, and they enlisted all the guys they can get to join the Polish army. And I think that ended up pretty badly because the Polish were on horses and the Germans were in tanks, so they slaughtered the Polish. And so that, but somehow the woman who is part of the family, I think all the family members survive. I don't know about their significant others, but all the family members survive. And then there's another girl who, if you've ever seen the show Ramona Quimby, I think that was what it was called. Based on books that like my dad read when he was a kid. But the show was, I believe, in the late 80s, maybe early 90s. And the girl that played her, and she was in some show called Avonlea. She was the blonde girl. She basically is the woman that she's with this guy Adam, and now they're in some kind of part of Poland that eventually turns into a ghetto. But at this point, I don't think it is. Now it's nice. So she's saying to the family, Warsaw. It's called Warsaw. So she's telling the family, come down to Warsaw, come up to Warsaw. You know, if you can make it this way, it's safe here. You know, for now. So what it appears to be is the family gets into binds, like trouble, and they somehow get out of it. They're all good at forging papers so that they could fake that they're not Jewish. So they all have like skills like that. Like they're able to do that. I guess you learn to do that when you have to do something drastic. She got her like the one in Warsaw got her boyfriend, who they're gonna get married. She got him out of a camp or a prison for where they were keeping Jewish people, and by saying he was mistakenly Jewish, and she even said some nasty things about Jewish people just to play the part, and gave them silverware as a payment to please let him go. You know, I'll only give it to you if you let him go. Which in reality they could have killed her and taken the jewelry. I mean, seriously. But I don't know. It's based on true story, so I guess it actually happened sort of like that way. And then so they're now in Warsaw, living happily. They're married. They're telling the whole family try to get here if you can, you know, and then the other. So they're all in different places. They're all kind of in different areas, trying to escape the war. And apparently, at the end, that's why they're called "We Are the Lucky Ones," because they were the lucky ones that made it out of the Holocaust alive. Which, when you see how many people actually died in the Holocaust, it's a testament to, wow, these people actually made it. Wow, that's amazing. So in a sense, it does have a good ending, even though a lot of bad stuff. I mean, I could only imagine the PTSD they all went through, the survivors of it that they went through. I mean, I almost died of lithium poisoning and kidney failure, and like I had hallucinations. It was wild and it was scary, and I almost died. I almost ended up in a coma. Almost ended up needing kidney dialysis, and I got PTSD from that. I can only imagine getting PTSD from something like the Holocaust. I mean, it's similar, but it's different too, you know. So then, the Bad Batch. Let me go to that next. That was really good. It was, not, I wouldn't say the best show that they ever did, but Omega is captured by the Empire, and the Bad Batch is trying to rescue her and get her back. So that's basically the whole gist of it. So they go on a mission to this prison camp, where they're keeping, it's Imperial prison camp, to get this guy that might know some information about where they're holding her. So, and it had Wanda Sykes was in it. She's a recurring character in the show. So that was really cool. And so it kind of, I don't want to call it a filler episode because it furthered the story to a means, you know, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was the best show ever of the series. But the animation though was spot on. The dad was pointing out, look at the fog and look at the light colors and the shadows, and I'm like, yeah, the animation is spot on. So always with those cartoons is the animation is really good. And then what other show am I watching right now? I forget the other show I was gonna bring up. I know I'm watching Star Trek. Oh, Shogun is like really really good. Um, it's I mean, I don't rightly know what's going on half the time because the show's in Japanese mostly, so it's hard to keep up with the subtitles. You can watch it in you know, English dubbed, but I'd rather just watch it the way it's supposed to be in Japanese with the subtitles. And you know, it's interesting. It's a lot of deceit going on. There's a lot of scheming. They're basically using the main guy Anji-san. They're using him for military purposes because he knows about weaponry, and he can help them defeat other Japanese groups and stuff and other enemies. So they're basically keeping him around for that. I guess if he had no purpose, then they would probably kill him. But because he has a purpose in military warfare, they're keeping him around. So anyway, that's basically it. So I'm watching those shows right now. So we were the lucky ones, Star Trek, Shogun, and The Bad Batch are all really good shows that I would recommend. And you could watch them all on either Disney Plus if you have the bundle since last year, I believe, like I brought up in a previous video, or you can watch it on Hulu, some of those shows. So, and we're still waiting on the Orville to announce something. I haven't heard anything yet. I'm hoping something comes along, but I really have my doubts. I don't know what Disney's waiting for. It's not like they're announcing anything. They haven't canceled it. It hasn't aired since July 2022, so the year that we had our big hurricane down here, and still no word on what's going on. To me, it's a disservice to the loyal fans of the show who support Disney and who support 20th Century Studios and who support the Orville, and we really want to know something. And Disney, if anyone from Disney is watching this, or anyone who knows someone that works for Disney, please give us something. Give us some news on the Orville. Even if it's bad, just give it to us. Either way, we're going to have to get it eventually. You can't just let this show sit around forever. I would think eventually you're going to have to announce cancellation or renewal. So please, give us something. Okay, everybody, have a great day, and I'll be riding out the storm. May the force be with you. God bless.